Eric Ginnis, and I am the managing partner of Ginnis Krathen, PA. I'm a native Floridian, and I grew up in South Florida. Actually was born in Holy Cross, right down the road. Went to Pinecrest, which is a local grade school and high school, and after that I went to a small university in Virginia by the name of Lexington, Virginia. The name of that university is Washington and Lee. It's a really small liberal arts college where it allowed me to specialize in different particular fields, and one of those fields that I really became fascinated with was neurophysiology. I focused in neurophysiology and actually had a thesis that I wrote. My thesis was in short-term and long-term memory, and as it related to lesions of hippocampus, which is a portion of the frontal lobe and the amygdala, which through our experimentation we ended up having findings, published findings, that relate to different types of lesions and how they affect the human brain as related to, again, long-term and short-term memory. After that, I ended up studying about a year in South America, where I did my best to pick up Spanish and became pretty conversational. And then came back for law school. Ended up doing my joint degree, both in law and business. Actually, a Master's of Science in Management was my joint degree, along with my law school degree at University of Florida. And really enjoyed that. Ended up clerking for Judge Barry Stone in the 4th District Court of Appeals for some pretty intense training as it relates to memo writing and really developing my skills. And through that experience, I really decided what I wanted to do was be a litigator. Well, what I do in this particular field of personal injury and wrongful death litigation, I review huge volumes of medical charts. And the experience and training I've had in undergraduate really allowed me, the core classes allowed me to really understand the physiology and the actual components of the body. And I'm not a doctor, and I don't hold myself out as a doctor, but at least I have a pretty good understanding. So a lot of the times when we depose doctors, because that's a large component of what we do, you know, from a standpoint as a treater, if I have a client who's significantly injured and ends up having spine surgery or neurosurgery, I'd like to sit down with that particular surgeon and really understand the components of that surgery, of that medical treatment. You know, what's involved, what's happened in the past, what's happened in the future, or what will happen. What does the future look like for this, you know, particular patient? And, you know, it's their patient, it's our client, but together, you know, when I could really understand some of those issues, it makes my job a little easier. So when we do, ultimately, if the case does go to a jury, I could present that and have a pretty grassroots understanding. Again, not a doctor, and we don't hold ourselves out to be one. Let the doctors be the doctors and the lawyers should be lawyers, but we need to understand that bridge so we can truly understand, you know, what our clients are going through. Should you or a loved one be involved in a crash, slip or fall, or other injury, catastrophic or otherwise, feel free to contact the office of Ginnis Krathen. Myself or my partner will be happy to sit down with you, answer any questions, and go over all your options.